Well, love it or hate it, Sonic Frontiers has become quite the topic of discussion, but that does beg the question, what's next for the Blue Blur? Well, that's what we're here to try to find out. After all, the future of Sonic holds endless possibilities, so hopefully Sega can live and learn, show us what they're made of, reach for the stars, find their flame, break through it all, and prove to us once again they're undefeatable. And all we can do is open our hearts and hope it's gonna be alright. But with all that said, let's get into today's discussion. Okay, so as I'm sure you're well aware by now, Sonic Frontiers has been out for a little while now, and it certainly has the internet talking. Some people love it, some people hate it, and others are just straight up indifferent, but one thing's for certain, Sonic's future does hold some promise, and hopefully they don't once again fall flat on their face like they have many times before. I, for one, enjoyed Sonic Frontiers quite a bit, and am fairly optimistic for what's to come. After all, whatever flaws Sonic Frontiers might have had, it seems like they at least gave a shit this time, and if they can take what they learned from this game and apply it to the next, there shouldn't be a problem. But given Sega's track record, obviously we can't know that for certain. All we can really do is just wait and see. In the meantime, we can always try speculating or doing a fortune card reading to attempt to figure out what exactly is coming next, and that's what I'll be doing in today's video. The speculating, not the fortune card reading. So since it's safe to assume the next mainline Sonic game is pretty far off, like at least 4 to 5 years from now, let's start with what I think Sega should do in the meantime. For one, I think modern 2D Sonic games should be a thing again. And I'm not talking about Mania, although, yes, a Mania 2 would be nice, but I'm talking about something on par with the Advance trilogy and the Rush games. Now, supposedly there was supposed to be a 2D Sonic game in 2021 that got cancelled at the last minute. Now, I can't say for certain whether or not that leak was true, but it did get me thinking about all the portable 2D Sonic games and how cool it would be if we got more of those games in the future. And it would be a good way to hold us over until the next mainline Sonic game comes out, since development for Sonic games has gotten longer and longer over time. Personally, I'd like to see some sort of combination of Sonic Advance and Sonic Rush, like basically Sonic Rush gameplay, but with the multiple playable characters of Sonic Advance. And who better to develop said game than Demps? Now, I understand people hate Demps because of Sonic the Hedgehog 4, but other than Sonic 4 and Sonic Lost World on 3DS, nothing Demps made was really that bad. And it blows my mind that all it took was a couple of games for people to write off Demps entirely, when literally everything else they've made has been pretty solid for the most part. In fact, Sonic Advance 3 and Sonic Rush are actually some of my favorite Sonic games out there, like, no bullshit. Take the fucking team mechanic from Advance 3 and the, gameplay of Rush and combine those two things together and you've got damn near perfection in my eyes. Point is, Sonic Rush is fucking goated, change my mind. We need more games like it. Now we get to what I really want to talk about, which is character spin-offs. Now, from this point on, there's probably going to be some spoilers for Sonic Frontiers, so just be warned. Now, there are some elements of Sonic Frontiers' story that makes it seem like they are teasing something big for Tails in particular. After literal years of undoing all the character development that Tails had from the adventure games, Tails finally had somewhat of an epiphany and he's like, bro, I suck. I need to do better, go off on my own, be my own man, go on my own journey, find my own fucking way. Point is, they're planning something. They have to be. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a Tails Sky Patrol 2 or a Tails Adventure 2 or a fucking Sonic Adventure 3 where Tails is just off on his own doing his own thing. I don't know what, but there's gotta be something, okay? Don't write a fucking check you don't plan to cash, okay? I'm expecting big things from Tails, and I don't know, if we get some sort of, Tails Metroidvania spinoff or some shit, I'm all for it. I'm here for it. Okay? More of Tails not being useless. I want to see it. I want to fucking see it. Also, Knuckles. I'm expecting big things from Knuckles, okay? Like, they have officially brought back badass Knuckles, so do something with that. Seriously. And, like, they mentioned Super Knuckles in this game, which means he's officially canon, so do something with that. I don't know if they're planning a fucking Knuckles Chaotix 2. I mean, they fucking brought back Mighty the Armadillo. So it's like they brought back Mighty, they brought back badass Knuckles, so fucking do something with that. Do it. Also, Amy said something about spreading joy and love to the world or some shit, so I don't know if they plan on doing anything with her or not. Maybe a fucking, I don't know, Super Amy Rose where she grows flowers with her tears or something, I don't know. We'll see. Also, bring Shadow back, you cowards, and do it right this time. And no more guns or swear words. Just, like, a proper Shadow spinoff. Or, I don't know, just have Shadow playable. And have it not be in a game that sucks. Just a thought. Also, while we're on the topic, there's some parts of Sonic Frontiers' story that kind of confuse me. Like, they mentioned Tangle, who's apparently only in the comics, and then at the end of the game they mentioned Styx, who isn't even in the main canon, she's a Boom character. So are they gonna introduce her in the main series somehow? I don't fucking know. And now we get to the big one, the next mainline Sonic game that we're gonna get in, like, maybe the next 10 years. So what's that gonna be? Well, it does seem like Sega's been adventure baiting, as a lot of people have been referring to it as, but I don't think that's gonna be the next Sonic game. It's definitely something Sega's stated they want to do in the future, but they've made it pretty obvious it's not going to be the next game, but who really knows? But if they do make a Sonic Adventure 3, I mean, what can I really say? Like, just improve upon what the first two games did. No shit. Okay, so to elaborate a little further, I mean, just have the type of level design that was in the first two adventure games. Just make Sonic fun to play as. As for Tails, don't put him in a fucking mech this time. Also, maybe have the hub world from Adventure 1. Basically, just what they should do is just combine the first two games together, take what worked, scrap what didn't, and just make it good. That's all. But anyway, Frontiers 2, or whatever they end up calling it, I feel like that is much more likely to be the next mainline Sonic game, because they have said that this particular formula is what they want to do going forward, and I think it is a very good formula for Sonic. Like, if they improve upon it, improve upon what they did in Frontiers, I could absolutely see this really working, since it already more or less does, even with the flaws. I think keeping it as separate open areas does work for Sonic, since going from one zone to the next is generally how Sonic operates. However, having one giant interconnected area like Breath of the Wild wouldn't be a bad approach. I don't know, feel like that wouldn't really work for Sonic, but maybe that's just me. I do also think the puzzles could be a little more interesting. I mean, some of the later puzzles were definitely a lot better than, like, the beginning puzzles, but I do feel like maybe they could do a little more with that. Just a thought. And I guess platforming sections could be a little more interesting too. Like, again, none of it was bad, but it was all, like, I don't know, just mostly okay, I guess. And I personally really enjoyed the combat. It was honestly my favorite aspect of Frontiers, but they could do a little more with that too, and I do think they could add a little more precise timing to the parry, since all you really have to do to get it to activate is hold down the shoulder buttons until something attacks you, and then Sonic just bitch slaps it automatically, so yeah, they could do a little better with that. But for me personally, the thing that could use the most amount of work is cyberspace. I didn't really think cyberspace was bad in this game. In fact, I thought the level design was a step above Forces at the very least. Even if that is only because they just reused past stages, which had good level design, but you get my point. They could definitely use a lot more originality in terms of both aesthetic and just, like, level design in general. And even if they still have it be based on classic stages, at the very least, they could use stages that haven't been modernized yet, like, I don't know, fucking Marble Zone or just anything really that we haven't seen yet. I'll even take Labyrinth. I don't really care, just as long as it's fun to play. It would also be great if every stage looked different, because literally all Frontiers did was just have Green Hill, Chemical Plant, Sky Sanctuary, and some unnamed fucking city stage just on loop. They just kept using the same aesthetics over and over again, sometimes having like 2 Green Hills back to back, or 2 Chemical Plants back to back, or 2 Sky Sanctuaries back to back. Like, Jesus Christ, have some visual variety, for the love of God. You can keep the EDM though. I mean, like the dance music, the dubstep, the Eurobeat, the fucking electronica, whatever, like, that fits for Sonic. That's fine. Like, I didn't have any problem with that. The music was easily the best thing about those cyberspace levels, so keep that, that's fine. And speaking of the music, I also very much approve of heavy metal for the fucking boss fights. That was great, okay? Having fucking Sleeping with Sirens in the background while you were taking down a gargantuan beast was fucking music to my ear holes. And even if they don't bring Kellen Quinn back, just having this type of music, like, I don't know, fucking Pierce the Veil, or Bring Me the Horizon, or Falling in Reverse, whatever, like, just, like, this type of music, like, yes, more of this, please. I would also like to see Crush 40 come back in some capacity, since they're the fucking goats, but even if they don't, they can easily make up for it by having more metalcore in Sonic. Like, if this is the direction we're heading in, I'm all for it. Like, I'm here for it. And I couldn't be happier. Also, bring back Hypersonic, you cowards. Could have had Hypersonic fight the fucking moon instead of whatever that fucking discount Ikaruga shit was. Even though I didn't think it was that bad, personally. Anyway, I think that's about all I really have to say. There aren't really too many other ways I'd personally improve Sonic Frontiers. Bring back Momentum or I'm not buying it! Hey! We don't use the M-word in this household. Okay, what about pinball physics? No! No fucking way. If I see anything that even resembles pinball in the next Sonic game, I'm gonna commit self-cyber corruption. Fucking 5 million points, what the fuck were they thinking? I'm guessing you didn't like the pinball section in Frontiers. No, I really didn't. If I see another pinball table again, I'm gonna smash it with a Pico Pico hammer. Yeah, I'm gonna go now. Yeah, you do that. Anyway, this is the Gothic Gaming Geek, hoping Sega can keep the ball make another good Sonic game. Peace.
Hey Sonic, enjoy your future. It's gonna be great.